Hey, shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakagadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, peace, and blessings to you, fellow brothers, pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. It's your brother Kanak coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakagadash. And I want to do a quick little lesson before camp. Today is March the 20th. Okay. Yeah, today is March the 20th. And as we see here in this article, I'm gonna make it quick. I'm gonna play a little bit of these videos, and then I'm gonna just go right into Second Ezra the 15th chapter. You should know where I'm going. And basically, this is going into the third wave out there in Europe. Now, you Americans here in the United States, you're not really hip to what's going on, out there in Europe, which they're facing heavy lockdowns, and there's more, draconian measures being placed in these different European nations, and they're protesting, which I have a video. The Germans, they're protesting because of these lockdowns, and what you're seeing is basically the implementation of the new norm, the Great Reset. Okay, and this new norm is just going to be less rights. Now here's the article, CNN. Europe has missed its chance to stop the third wave. The U.S. could be next. Now, let's play a little bit of this video. Hopefully this video doesn't get taken down. This is from CNN. I'm going to play a little bit of it, and then we'll read a little bit of article. I have one more article, and then hit a scripture, and then we'll be done.
Once again, in Rome, as in Milan, Venice, and half of Italy's regions, authorities began on Monday morning enforcing a new lockdown.
Situazioni di necessità o condizioni di salute.
Essential travel or health reasons.
And you see how now, out there, those military forces, they're heavily armed. It's kind of vague, but you can see your boy in the background. He has automatic or semi-automatic weapon, okay, to fight the pandemic. This mysterious disease that's going around, shutting businesses down, stopping people from visiting their families. Having people kill themselves. Why would you need an automatic machine gun? Is because they're forcing the people to follow these different measures, and they're stopping cars and checking if you have the right paperwork. Okay.
These are the exceptions. Our job is therefore to verify whether citizens are actually obeying the law.
Questa fase serve proprio a verificare se
For Italians who'd hoped until the last variant-driven uptick that a corner had been turned, the new lockdown, which will last until April 6th, is a massive blow.
It's 1 year later, and it feels like it never changed. And we closed in March last year, and now we are back again, closed and working only with delivery and takeaway.
Difficult also for those on the front line.
And I'm not going to play the whole video. You can watch the video if you want. You can go to the website. And as we know, they were speaking about the first wave, the second wave, the third wave, and many more waves that are going to come after that. That's going to give these people the excuse, the government, the elite, the excuse to shut down and to take away, okay, your rights. That's what's happening. And we're going to read a little bit of this article because they're blaming this third wave, which I believe I read the title, Europe has missed its chance to stop the third wave. The U.S. could be next, as a lot of these different states are taking the measures of opening up. They're opening up just to get closed back down again. Okay, it says Europe has missed a chance to stop the third wave of the CV epidemic before it got out of control. Now it's paying a high price for it, with new lockdowns being imposed across the continent. On Thursday night, France announced new restrictions on 16 regions. Okay. Paris and Nice through President Emmanuel Macron has refused to reimpose a national lockdown as cases soar. On Monday, large parts of Italy, including the cities of Rome and Milan, once again entered a strict lockdown, while in Spain, all regions except for Madrid had decided to restrict travel over the upcoming Easter holidays. Excuse me. The German capital of Berlin has halted the planned easing of its lockdown too, quoting a rise in numbers of the C-19. Now they can say, okay, things are getting better. Oh, wait, things are getting worse. We have to keep the lockdown. Okay, cases are soaring. Okay, critics say the new restrictions have come too late, and that Europe's current problems can be traced back to politicians too eager to start easing. So they're blaming the politicians that are releasing these lockdowns. Okay, well, I found this ironic. Let me read this. The second wave did not end. The lockdown was interrupted too soon to let people go shopping for Christmas. So you see how they're blaming the average everyday citizen because you went outside your house because you know during towards the end of last year, people, they start easing restrictions, and people start going. It was like a little boom because people start going out Christmas shopping, so they're blaming that. And now the third wave, a couple months later, is in full effect, and now they have to shut down again, and that's coming to America, just as this article states. French epidemiologist Catherine Hill told CNN. She said infection levels remain at a high level. Recently, admissions in intensive care units have been increasing regularly, and the situation is now critical in several parts of the country, including Greater Paris. Now, you can continue and read more on that, but you see how they're setting the stage for another lockdown. Here, I'll just play this little quick video. You see they're getting into it with the police. German police clash with protesters at castle demonstration against the Corona-19 restrictions. So you have a lot of people that are waking up to the fact that this is, taking their liberties away. And among other things, we're not going to go into if it's a conspiracy, this and that, and that. We're not going to go into that. You should already know your homework. You should already know what's going on. Okay. But as we see here, a lot of people, especially in Europe, are protesting against these different measures. Now, you have protests here in America, but not on the level of what's going on out there in Europe, because they have heavier restrictions out there in Europe. And Europe, you can't carry guns. Okay, I don't believe anywhere in Europe you can have a gun. So it's easier to control the people, and because as we seen in those other videos, the other video, the police officer had a automatic weapon. What can citizens do against an automatic weapon? When they don't have any weapons. Let's read down here. It says multiple, and this is off RT. Multiple scuffles broke out on the streets of Kassel, Germany, as C-19 lockdown skeptics, see that? Skeptics and counter protesters gather. These are people that know what's going on as far as, what these lockdowns really are and what's really going on. Who the cabal is behind this master plan. Okay, to do a lot of different things. I'm not going to go into that because they'll take the video down. Like I said earlier, you should know what's going on. Okay, and we're going to get a scripture because that's really, they understand, Esau out there, them Germans, man, Teeman, as the scriptures say. They are wise, but they don't have the knowledge of the scriptures. They can't tell you what's really going on, okay? The prophets here at Great Millstone, starting with the apostles and elders, we're telling you what these things are, what's really going on, okay, essentially. And this third wave, this third round of lockdowns is coming with heavier measures. Okay, to the United States. What is that going to do? That's going to further put the economy into a tank. Okay, that's going to have to, America's going to have to print more money, which is going to increase inflation. Okay. And police deployed mace and batons to contain the demonstration. So they were going at it with the police. Okay, and this is taken right out of the scriptures, and these things are only going to increase as more measures, as more draconian measures are placed upon the people. Okay, the new norm, the Great Reset. Okay, things are not going to ease up. Protests against C-19 restrictions in multiple major cities across the country were planned for Saturday, with the biggest occurring in the central Germany of Kassel. According to local media reports citing police, at least 10,000 people showed up for a rally there, many of them refusing to wear masks. Yeah, because they know that it's all bullshit, okay? Supposedly, a cloth mask, is supposed to protect you from a clinical disease. That's what Fauci says, clinical disease. And you put two of them on, he says that, it's 85, 90% efficacy. They love pushing out that word efficacy, which the majority of the people don't know what the hell that word means. Neither will they even look it up. You can look it up yourself. Okay. So at least 10,000 people went out there in Germany in just one city, many of them not wearing masks. Okay. The marching protesters chanted, right, this is in German. I mean, the translation means "we are the people." At one point, a slogan commonly used in the past during anti-communism demonstrations in East Germany. Okay, and these measures are being taken to control and put you people in utter slavery. Now, I'm gonna just bring out a scripture. We're gonna end it. Okay, because all the prophecies are speaking right before our eyes, and all these things are leading up to what? The World War III and the mark of the beast, okay? The RFID microchip. All right. It's the C-19. Well, the C-19 is doing a lot of different things, okay? It's killing a lot of different birds with one stone. Okay, it's tanking all these world economies, further putting them into debt to the IMF. We already know who owns the IMF. Okay, it's causing all types of havoc on people's mental health. Out there in Thailand, which I want to kind of maybe touch on it briefly. Out there in Thailand, man, hey, them people killing themselves at an all-time high because of this C-19. There's no food. We're gonna go into a famine. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. See that? Woe, meaning destruction. There's a lot of destruction coming to the world, and there's already a lot of destruction being prepared. A lot of people are already feeling that pinch. For the sword and the destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And you see through the elites how they're trying to, galvanize, division amongst the people, particularly here in America. Okay, they have the Black Lives Matter, the police against, so-called blacks against whites. Now it's blacks against Asians. Now so-called black people are going, fighting and beating up Asians and this and that. So they're trying to push that divide as much as possible. So it's going to come to a point where people are going to have them swords, which are those guns, those modern killing instruments, as well as swords, as well as axes. I seen it was a video online. Somebody got a trans came into a store and just hit people with an axe. I was like, God damn. Just they didn't even know they were standing in line, and I guess the trans was mad because something happened in the store, and the thing came back and chopped two people up, man. Hey, that's the scripture. The love of many shall wax and cold. I was like, God damn. But it's going to be like that, okay? That's what's happening right now. One people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men. Okay, let's just look at this word sedition really quick. I already know what it means. We should know what it means. conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. Are we not? Is this not what this is going on? Okay. I typed in the third wave Europe, and there's all type of articles. That's the new news. Okay, the new news is Europe is struggling through a third wave. Now, those things happen a couple of weeks before they come into the United States. So maybe 2-3 weeks, you're gonna probably start hearing it. They're gonna go through more lockdown measures. And hey, Americans, they might start protesting. Who knows? All right, because certain states start easing the measures. In America, they might buck up. A lot of these different, like Texas, they might buck up, and elites come and do another power outage or hit them with another cold snap, or do something crazy. Because we know that there's dark forces that are behind all these events that are going on. Okay, this is Yahweh Bashamal Shah on the left hand side. Okay, so the elites, they're working. Okay, all for the benefit of the elect, of course, because all these things must come to pass before the elect is beamed up, and delivered and saved, and the wicked is destroyed. So we know what that word sedition means. We just read it. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes. And the kings or princes, in this case, is speaking about the government, okay? The different officials, the different measures that these politicians are making, as well as the enforcers, the police forces, the different law enforcement that enforce the different measures of the police. Of the politicians. They're not going to regard none of those things. They're going to say to hell with, these measures. To hell with, these lockdowns. We're going to go out on the street. We're going to raise hell. Okay? And the course of their action shall stand in their power. Why? Because it's going to be a total degradation of the economy. Okay? All these economies. All these world economies. That's what's happening. Okay? The poor are getting poorer to the point, like, in that documentary I was watching on Thailand, which you got a lot of Jakes that are out there. You got a lot of Jakes that are amongst them, are amongst those people. Thinking that they are those people, and they're catching nothing but pure hell. You had a lot of those people that are already on the poverty edge, but since tourism made up a big portion of their, their GDP, what some would say, the amount of gross domestic product, things, and it fueled an economy. A lot of those people, they were already poor. Now they don't even have any food. They got to split a top ramen noodle between 3 meals. That's pure hell, and that's happening especially in these poorer countries, and it's going to happen here in America. Okay, which is already happening. But see, America has a little bit more money than these other nations, and a lot more programs. But those programs, they're going to get sucked dry, and there is going to be no food. Okay. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? It's because you're going to have military forces that are going to stop you from being able to go into cities. Okay, different, what do they call them? Military depots or checkpoints. Yeah, checkpoints. Okay, you're going to have proper identification, proper paperwork to prove that you should be in this city, because this city is high in the virus. Things are getting bad, man. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And I'm gonna end it there. And this is going to be the final climactic, tipping point, until before we get into this point where a great tribulation, because right now there's tribulation, but it's not great tribulation. All these things that we're seeing, Okay, all these outcries, all this sedition that we're seeing around the world, if you're paying attention, is leading up to that great tribulation in which people are going to take matters into their own hands. They're only going to take so much from the government, okay? And that's according to scriptures. That's according to prophecies. So, hey, I mean, shit, you should already expect another lockdown. All right, Germany is going through it. Okay, what is it called? Italy is going through it, as well as the UK and all these other European nations. You know, as when I typed in third wave Europe, you come down here, Europe sees a third wave of C19 propelled by variants. So now it's just not regular, just C19, it's variants. Europe is facing a third wave. This is 18 hours ago. This is 3 days ago. Countries across Europe battle third wave, C19. Europe struggles to contain third wave of C19, and it goes on and on and on because that's the narrative that they're pushing, and it's gonna come here. Okay, it's gonna come here. That's what Esau. His plan is to destroy all the economies so he can bring in this new world economy. So I'm gonna end it there. Until next time, shalom to the elect.